everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets. Sorry for the absence of my good voice. I have a bit of a throat issue, but hopefully this is not going to ruin the webinar a lot. But look, there is a lot of stuff to go through, and I want to mention all that. And we do have an abundance of data sets which impacted all our indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies. So yes, we will start the show in a few seconds. So do not tune out. Hopefully you will enjoy it. And I'll try to do my best. So yes, once again, apologies for the loss of voice, but hey, I'll see you in a bit, okay? Okay, hello, and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and welcome everyone to the Daily Pitch International. Today is Thursday, the 6th of June, 2024. So, yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this, yes, as I said already, Thursday's morning session. So, first of all, apologies for my voice. I'm not feeling very well. My throat is down. Hopefully I can last the whole session, but yeah, I'll try to be very calm and and quiet a little bit, so not to overdo my voice. But hey, apologies if there will be a few interruptions here and there. Maybe I'll just have to clear up my throat or anything like that. So yes, hopefully, like I said, but hopefully we'll run the show smoothly. And yeah, we'll jump into the instruments. Before we go any further, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. They're going to disappear for a little bit here, and I'll be back in a bit. So now then, ladies and gentlemen, so yes, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Yeah, we'll be more than happy to assist. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the charts. So the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so basically let me just bring in the list here, the one that I'm going to go through. Yesterday we saw some nice good action in the US markets, and wow, it was a good market. Honestly, first of all, let me just go through the economic calendar here. So yesterday's where's that Wednesday? So yesterday, as you know, we had the Jibun Bank Composite and Services PMIs, which came out. The Services PMI came out better than the forecast, so that's great, but still not as good as the previous number. Now, long story short, for now. Oh, let me just adjust a few things here. So for now, the Nikkei 225 here is kind of doing something of a good job. However, look, I talked about this before, and I said to you that I'm not really gonna get way too excited. Let me just adjust my camera here a little bit. There we go. So I'm not going to get way too excited yet, because we are currently oscillating around the 45-day EMA shown here as the red line. So this to me is not the best scenario. I mean, I don't like when the markets start oscillating or moving sideways without any clear indication. So at this point, although yes, we pushed back above the 45-day EMA, but still, as you can see, this barrier, the 39,050 zone, is providing good resistance, strong resistance. So if you're kind of looking for some higher levels, then I think that the better option here is to wait for a push above that area. So, long story short, with an EK225, for now, I will just kind of remain a little bit on the careful side. And yes, I will just continue kind of waiting until I get my clearance, I think, here above the 39,050 zone. China 50, let's jump into that one. Still kind of positive-ish, I would say, because look, I talked about this and I said to you that as long as we stay above this downside line here and we manage to climb above this 12,531 zone, then yes, great. I will get excited with some higher levels, but hey, for now, I would like to see here a stronger move. Yesterday, I mean, today we already got that move, but as we can see, we drifted back down. So it's not really working out well here. In terms of economic data news, which came out today, I mean, from Japan, as you can see, we had the Nakamura speech, but nothing major. It's mainly Australia that was taking the spotlight this morning, and Australian trade balance improved. So basically, I'll jump into Australia in a bit, but hey, for China here, maybe the fact that yes, Australia did not import, for example, too much. That's of course not very good for China because China is the main source for Australian imports. So, long story short, look, for now, this index seems to be a little bit more positive than negative. However, I need to see a stronger move above this 12,531 zone. ASX 200. So let's have a look at that one. There we go. That's the positivity that I was talking about. And I said to you before that if we do push and stay above the 45 EMA here, the 45-day EMA shown as the red line, then yes, of course, my next target is the 7,836. And there we go. Fantastic reach. Beautiful test. So I think that that's a good result. I talked about it yesterday. And of course, the positive data from Australia. Positive data from Australia did support ASX 200 in its further move north. Just where's that the trade balance number? Home imports, invest. Okay. Balance of trade. There we go. So significantly, I would say improved. Look at the prior number, 4.8841 billion. Then the forecast was for 5.4 billion, and it came out as 6.54 billion. Oh my God, that's like really a decent up move. I mean, let's have a look at imports. Imports declined. Yes, as you can see, minus 7.2%. So, long story short, I think Australia is enjoying the moment, also fueled by the action in the US. And speaking of the US, jumping. Oh, by the way, before speaking of the US, in terms of ASX 200 here, look, keep your eyes on this barrier, the 7,836, because if we continue to trade above it, then yes, great, I'll target this downside line taken from the high of the 28th of March of this year. And now speaking of Dow Jones Industrial Average, look, yesterday Dow was not the most exciting index to be in. I mean, yes, it stayed in positive territory, but as you can see here, my barrier here, the 38,920 zone, continued to provide good resistance. I talked about this one, and that's the well, I wouldn't. That was the previous highest point of this week. Yesterday we overshot it by a little bit, but we still stayed below it. So that's why I'm not marking the new high. I'm keeping this old one, the Monday high, because it seems like we're currently struggling with it. So look, with Dow is the perfect example of that idea which I discussed. That basically that basically because of the amount of data that we are having this week, we could see this one kind of moving sideways until maybe the NFP comes out on Friday, or maybe the NFP does not, it will not do anything. It might remain it might remain on the flat side. I'm talking about specifically of the Dow because Nasdaq and S&P are slightly different nowadays. So yes, and if we continue to trade somehow below this 38,919 zone, look, it's not going to be a surprise for me because we're going to be continuing to oscillate around this 100-day EMA. And if you're looking for some sort of action or better action than Dow, I think you have to wait for next week. Next week we have the Fed on Wednesday. So, yep. On Tuesday, by the way, we will try, me and my colleague Christian De La Frate, we've done joint webinars before, so we will try to do a joint webinar. Hopefully everything goes smoothly on Tuesday before the day before the Fed, so that people could be prepared, and we'll just talk our insights and what do we think, and yeah, hopefully you will enjoy the session. But that's next week on Tuesday. I'll there more keep updated, keep how to say it. I will keep you updated, but keep signed up or like follow, subscribe to our channel. There we go. That's the word. Yes, subscribe to the Easy Markets channel because in order to be up to date on what's happening with our shows. And yes, like I said, on Tuesday we'll try. Hopefully there won't be any interruptions or anything like that. So hopefully everything goes smoothly, and we'll try to run a show with me and with Christian de la Frate. So we'll see, and we will talk markets. Now coming back to the Dow Jones Industrial Average right here. So again, like I said, I will stick to the same game plan for now. I'm just keeping it on that 38,919.20 zone. If that gets cleared, I'll go a little bit higher towards the 45-day EMA or this 39,114. If that gets cleared, yes, I will go further north. I will go further north, and then we'll just kind of try to search for another possible barrier of resistance. Now the S&P 500, a new all-time high. There we go, a new all-time high. But look at this. Yesterday we overshot that 5,368 zone, and we've reached the 5,372 area. So, long story short, we cleared it, but we failed to stay. It seems like we failed to stay, or just fractionally. I think there's fractionally, but now you can see that on the futures we are seeing a bit of a retracement back down. Look, it's all fine. In general, the idea worked out yesterday. If you remember, in my morning webinar, I said to you, keep your eyes on this 5,313 zone. If that gets cleared, my next target is what? This one right here, the 5,368. Fantastic, wonderful. And the thing is that right now, like the question is, can we go further north, or is this going to be something like a double top pattern or something like that? But hey, for now, everything's looking still a little bit more positive than negative. But in terms of, let's say, economic data, sorry, my voice is going down a little bit, so apologies for the squeaky voice today. So yes, I mean, my throat is not feeling the best, but I really wanted to do this webinar because there's a lot of information. As already mentioned on Monday, there's a lot of information this week, and I do want to pick up on all of that. Look, today we have from the U.S. We have the trade balance, the U.S. trade balance, which is going to be quite interesting to see. At the moment, the forecast is for a worse number because imports, I think, are expected to improve, or or exports all to decline. At the moment, we'll see which way that's going to shift. But the trade balance is right now expected to decline. So, or should I say, the deficit is expected to increase. So the surplus is expected to drop. There we go. If you know, hopefully you didn't get confused in that. But look, yesterday we had some important data from from the US. We had the ISM Services PMI that came out better. By the way, just to let you know, so the manufacturing PMI that came out on Monday was a disappointment. It remained in contraction territory, but the services PMI did improve and it came out higher. So composite and services, the S&P global composite and services came out, sorry, not composite, just the services PMI came out as expected at 54.8. The composite came out at 54.5. But of course, the main event yesterday was the Bank of Canada's interest rate decision, which where they cut the rate. But I'll get to that in a bit when I'll talk about the Canadian dollar. Look, just bear with me one moment. Let me clear up my throat a little bit because it's going down. So I'll get back to you right in a few seconds. Okay, so yes, I needed to have a sip of water because yeah, my voice is today. My voice is gonna be very, very how to say it, very smooth and nice, like and but yeah, not because of my intentions. No, my intentions were not to get this, but yeah. Anyway, look. So coming back to the coming back to the indices very quickly, the S&P 500. Wow, I mean, this had a great move. I think it was fueled also by activity in Nasdaq. So for now, before, I mean, for me to go higher, I would like to see a push above this barrier, 5,368, and then we could go from there. Nasdaq, very quickly. So Nasdaq, beautiful rally. Look at this. I mean, this was an amazing rally and amazing run to the upside. We broke the downside line. That was amazing. That's great. We reached the all-time high and we created a new all-time high. We surpassed my 19,022 zone. Wonderful, great. What's next? Next, to be honest, because we're in uncharted territory, you know what? I think I need to just target those nice numbers like 19,200, 250, 300, 350, and so on and so on. So that's what I'm going to do because, like I said, we are in uncharted territory, and the how to say it, the main how to say it, the guilty one or the main that drove I forgot the word. I forgot the culprit. Yes, we can use the word culprit. The main culprit that kind of drove Nasdaq was NVDA. NVDA yesterday to the moon. I mean, look, if we apply logic here, yes, it's a company which products are used everywhere and they're still in demand and they're still going to be in demand. And look, we saw a nice correction here on Friday last week. We did move lower and we stalled near the 1,100 level. And everybody was and I was actually thinking as well, hey, maybe this could be an indication that we're ready to go, back down a little bit for a bit of a correction here. And this is what I talked about. I said that if we do drop and stay below the 1,098, 99 zone here, then yes, great, wonderful. More sellers here could join in, and initially it looked like that, but hey, yesterday, Nvidia managed to surpass Apple by market cap. So where's that? I wanted to show you that. Uh, where's that? There we go. That's the website. So, yep, there we go. Yesterday, we surpassed, or well, I'm trying to align myself with NVIDIA here. No, as NVIDIA surpassed the The Apple in market cap. So there we go. This is like, wow. I mean, this is crazy. And to be honest, with that pace, with that exponential pace, I really don't think that it would be a problem for NVIDIA to become actually the largest company in the world. Of course, this will be very interesting to see what's going to happen if you know if Microsoft will allow that. But hey, let's see. I really don't know. I mean, it's a very interesting moment right now in the market. And this here, I mean, some of you are thinking, hey, 1,500. I mean, should we still buy it? And me, if you would ask me personally, I would say, no, I don't think I would buy it. But as you can see here, if you bought it at 1,150 still, it rallied still. So now the question is, should we buy it like at 1,224? I mean, I wouldn't, but judging from what's happening here, are we going towards that 1,500 or what or something like that? So look, don't forget that there is a stock split that's coming up in um, at the end of this week. So on Monday, the stock will be trading not in the 1,000s, but but by 10 times less, or should I say just the price will be 10 times less. The valuation is still going to be the same. It's just that they're going to increase the amount of shares. Now, that's going to happen on Monday. We will start trading on Monday with a new price. So, yep, it's going to be very interesting to see where it's going to end. And as if at the beginning of this week, I said to you that I think that it will be interesting to see, are we going to stay above 1,000 or below or below 1,000? Something tells me that we're going to stay above 1,000. So that means that we are going to open up above 100 on Friday unless something really crazy happens today or tomorrow. But yeah, look, tomorrow we have the NFPs. That's an interesting number gonna be, which is gonna drive the markets. So yes, at the moment, I think that this might just continue rallying. But if the NFPs somehow come out on the worst side, well, maybe this could take it. Maybe Nvidia could slow down its rally a little bit, and then we'll just see how it performs on Monday next week. But hey, at the moment, this is crazy. This is interesting. I don't have a level of something like that. But again, with this pace, again, maybe the 1,500 now could be examined. Who knows? Let's wait and see. The German index, DAX, and all eyes are on the ECB today. All eyes are on the ECB. This is going to be a very, very interesting. Check out the economic calendar when it's coming out in your region. But hey, today the ECB, as the Bank of Canada, is also expected to reduce, or should I say, to reduce its interest rate. And hey, look, at the moment they're expecting to, yeah, of course, also a 25 basis point cut. So of course, let's see how that's going to play out. But for now, if that's the case, and if they do come out with a cut, look, we could see DAX rallying. In my opinion, we could see a push higher. Of course, also it will depend on the press conference of Christine Lagarde, like half an hour later. So do not miss out on that one, because that will be a market mover, and the euro dollar could go crazy in there. So if you are trading something euro related, just be a little bit on the careful side. In terms of the downside here, I would like to see probably a drop initially below the 45-day EMA, and and to see the body of the daily candle staying below it. But for now, I'm leaning towards this downside line taken from the high of the 16th of May, and then we'll take it from there. The FTSE 100, ladies and gentlemen, it's flat-ish. So I mean, look, this arrow here probably should be somewhere from around here, from around this 45-day EMA. And if we do kind of drop below it, then yes, of course, I'll target this upside line right here, and then we'll go from there. But for now, long story short, it's stuck. It's not really doing much. So hey, I'm just gonna keep an eye on this barrier right here for the upside, 8,373, and then we'll take it from there. US dollar index still holding. Look at this. I talked about this idea and it's working out nicely. I said to you, whenever we break a trend line, we tend to revisit it from the other side. And this is what's happening right now. And what happened yesterday. There we go. Wonderful. We tested the upside line from underneath and then drifted back down. But we still remain above this hurdle here, this 103 point or 104-ish roughly, yeah, something like that. So above the 100, basically we're above the 104 zone, and so far it's providing good support. Yes, looking at this picture, maybe this is forming a nice beautiful range right here. Again, who knows? But look, I talked about this idea here, this reversal back to the upside at a retest of this upside line. Tick, fantastic. We can get rid of it for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now consider this as a possible bearish flag. Look at this. We have our pole. We have our little flag formation. Let's see if the 200-day EMA continues to provide resistance. If it does, great. I will consider a move lower, but to be a little bit more cautious and careful, I would like to see a drop below the 104 zone and basically a drop through this lower side of the range in order to go lower. This way, look, this way more bears could join in, but don't be surprised if, for example, nothing is going to happen today. Maybe we'll get stuck like this and all action could come in tomorrow when the NFP comes in. So just be careful, be cautious, and yes, do not, let's say, overdo it a little bit. I mean, try not to overdo it. Try, if it's not going, honestly, just leave it. Leave it for next something for next thing there we go. Managed to squeeze the words out of myself, because you don't have to force yourself. If it's not, let's say, going well, then don't touch it. Honestly, just leave it. Find something else. There's plenty of instruments which you can use. But look, for now, what can I say here? For now, it's an interesting moment. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside. However, a breakout for me is still needed. Let's jump into the commodity world before I totally lose my voice. So once again, whoever's joining in right now, sorry for the voice. My throat is not feeling the best today. So yeah, there we go. Gold, beautiful. Beautiful movement here. We broke the upper side, and look, I talked about this. I talked about this on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. That look, or yesterday, yeah, yesterday I mentioned this. We had a falling channel here, but the most important that we had a bit of a decline, for a strong decline first, and then a gradual decline. And I said to you that from my experience, such patterns tend to break higher. Well, there we go. We broke out higher. We broke the upper side of this falling channel, and we cleared the 2,364 zone right here as well. So that's great. That's wonderful. What's next? Next is this. This is what I'm going to target for now. Oh, where did you disappear? Just a sec. So this is what I'm going to aim for now. I'm not gonna rush into anything maybe better. So 2,406 is my next target. Let's see how this is gonna play out, ladies and gentlemen. For now, yes, I'm leaning a little bit more towards higher levels. Silver, also beautiful rebound from this lower side of the falling channel, and the same story I can apply here, because look, we remained inside the falling channel, and the prevailing trend is to the upside, so there's a greater chance for this one to break out higher. However, I don't want to rush into things yet, because again, we do have a lot of information coming out, so keep your eyes on that today. By the way, in terms of US data today, yes, as I said to you, trade balance is coming out, and tomorrow, of course, we do have that NFP, so I'll pick up on this tomorrow. Hopefully my voice is going to be better, because right now it is difficult, very difficult for me. Anyway, so silver, coming back to this situation here, look, we pushed back above the 30 zone, so that's a good sign. And you know what, to be honest, as long as we remain above the psychological 30 zone, I will go higher. Platinum. I've mentioned this as well. Look at this beautiful rebound. I talked about it, and I said to you yesterday that look, we might test this. We might have a falling wedge pattern, and according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the upside. But again, a confirmation break is still needed because while we remain inside the wedge, the pattern, this could still move lower, basically something like this. So that's why do not rush into things. I know that it's always the Mandrix, my voice, just throw the AC. Yeah, it's yeah, probably, maybe I need to throw out but then I'm gonna be sweating like I'm gonna be sweating like hell. Honestly, then it's and maybe I'll overheat and my brain won't function at all. So anyway, but yeah, thank you very much, Mendrix. Thank you for the support. So look, going back to the platinum situation here, I said to you before, like I said, while we remain in the pattern, it could still drift lower. Yes, it's a bullish pattern in general, but you need that confirmation break, and that confirmation break, of course, it will be from somewhere from this break of this upper side, somewhere on of this upper side of this pattern, and yeah, from here we could just go further. Long story short, for now, it's it's more bearish, to be honest. I mean, sorry, no, you know what? Ignore it. Ignore what I just said. It's not bearish. It's There is a chance for this one to go lower. However, just remember that this is a bullish pattern overall. So maybe let's say it could, play around here, push higher. So you know what I would do, in my opinion, I would just leave it. Yes, if you're trying to capture a lower area, this is one of those patterns where you probably just wait for the breakout. You don't try to capture something lower. You can get burned because in a way it could still drift lower. It could still again test the lower side of this pattern and this falling wedge, and then this just could stop you out. So yeah. Um, oil, very quickly on oil. So a bit of a rebound, which is fine, which is okay. But I wouldn't say that this is very, let's say, bullish right now or something. No, for me, the upside scenario, I'm gonna stick to my game plan. First, a pushback over the 75.56. That could be the first indication, and then the 76.15 is my next target here. So if we clear that one, yes, I will go higher. I will go higher, I will go to the upside, and then we'll take it from there. In terms of the downside, look, we have this little hurdle, the 72.47. That's the current lowest point of this week. If we clear it, yes, I will go to the downside. Natural gas, ladies and gentlemen, natural gas is, yes, it's still stuck here. It's on a roller coaster ride. I'm not touching it. I'm gonna keep on mentioning it, but eventually, I mean, look, it's coiling up. It's ready to pop. It's ready to move, but the question is through which area? Through the downside line or through this upside line? For now, I think that we'll have to just wait. I'm going to mark this as well. There we go, thicken it up a little bit. So yes, if we do drop below this upside line, then yes, of course, I'll go lower towards my EMAs first. Cotton. Just a quick update. So yes, again, I said to you yesterday that maybe this is a falling wedge pattern. Who knows? But again, the same story as with platinum. We need to see a breakout through the upper side first before getting excited with higher levels. Sugar. Sugar. There we go. I've mentioned this yesterday. I said that sugar likes boxes, and that's why it probably comes in boxes, and paper cartons and stuff like that. Wrappings. So look, the sugar is getting out of the box. It's like it's thinking out of the box, but it's getting out of the box through the upper side, so it's getting more positive than negative, so that's great. So what I said to you yesterday, that if this gets cleared, I will go higher. My next target, and this is where I'm lowering down my my target here, because my first target will be this 45-day EMA. which is great. My next target will be somewhere around here. This the psychological 20 zone, $20 mark. And yep, that's what I'm going to stick to. For now, we are on the right track. Let's see if we can reach that. Soybeans, very quickly, soybeans, a bit of a retracement, which is fine. So yes, the US dollar yesterday weakened. But hey, in general, I'm not really getting that comfortable, or let's say comfortable with the upside yet. No, because I think we need to stick to some lower levels for now still. So 1,155 is my next target. If you're not feeling the love here, then you can just keep an eye on the current lowest point of this week near the 1,176. If that gets cleared, yes, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. For the upside, I need to see a push back above the 1,207 zone, somewhere around here, and then we could go from there. Let's jump into the crypto world, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin. I talked about Bitcoin yesterday. I said to you, keep your eyes on this. As long as we stay above the upper side of the broken falling channel, then yes, there is a good chance for this one to drift further north. And for now, let's see if that's going to be the case. My next target is the current all-time high near the 73,830 zone, and if that gets cleared, of course, I'm aiming for that 75,000 mark. My downside scenario is going to be somewhere from around here. The 67,200 zone, I think that's something to keep in mind. If we do fall below it, we might also fall below the 45-day EMA, and this is where more sellers here could join in. So just keep that in mind. Ethereum. Ethereum is stuck. Yes, it's kind of flagging out, or actually, I think it's more now, not even flagging out, it's more ranging. So if you're looking for an exit here, then well, wait until it exits through one of the sides here of this range. So long story short, for now, either a drop below the 3,729 zone here is needed for me in order to consider the downside, or a push above the 3,952 area is what I need to see in order to go higher. Litecoin. Litecoin is, yep, at a very interesting spot here as well. Beautifully rebounded. So look, I talked about this. I threw out this idea when we were breaking the lower side of this pattern. And there we go. They created a false breakout. I talked about this yesterday, and I said to you, look, if we do push above all my EMAs on the daily chart here, yes, great, I will go higher, and this is where I'm going to do right now. Ripple is stuck. Now this one is stuck. It's stuck below all my EMAs, and it's struggling to go at least above one of those. And look, for now, I would like to see a drop below the upside line here, below this 0.5082 zone, in order to go to the downside. If I can get that move, wonderful, I'll go lower. But of course, we're not excluding the upside scenario, but for that we need to see a push above the 45-day EMA. Polkadot, very quickly, Polkadot still remains above the upside line, and again, the same problem, we're struggling with the EMAs. I need to see a clearance of those in order to go higher. For the downside, as you probably now understand, a break of this upside line here is required. AUD USD. AUD USD, look, it's an interesting moment here. We would like to see here a break through the upper side here, but look, I said it before and I'll say it again. For me, this right now is not really the most exciting. Why? It's a very wide range, and it's really difficult to find a good level, good spot here. So while we remain in this, you know what? I'd rather just not do anything and just observe the price action. So while we remain in this territory, I'm not gonna do anything. I'll wait until we get a clearance through this. I know it might take time. We could be missing out on some opportunities, but I'm not really comfortable with this. So if I'm not comfortable with this, then I'm not gonna touch it. Until it does something what I want it to do. AUD CAD, there we go. AUD CAD, it's at an interesting spot here. You can see that we're still holding below the 0.9117 area. So if we we continue to trade below it, I'm gonna remain neutral. But if we start pushing through that area, great, wonderful, more buyers could join in. For the downside, a drop below the 0.9048 zone is required in order to go lower. AUD and ZD very quickly. So there we go. We had a bit of a retracement. We're seeing a bit of a retracement right now. Yesterday we drifted closer to my target. My target is around here near the 1.07 zone. So yes, for now, I will continue aiming lower. In general, this little move higher could be classed as a little temporary correction before another possible leg of selling. So let's keep that in mind. For the upside, look, again, a very straightforward, very conservative approach. A push above this downside line for me is required. This downside line is taken from the high of the 7th of May. CHF JPY, again, the same thing, same issue, but as you can see here, this barrier, the 175.12, is providing strong resistance. If that gets cleared, wonderful, I will go to the upside. And I'll go higher, and I'll aim for something like 176 maybe, or 177, and then we'll take it from there. But for the downside, let me just align this very quickly. But for the downside, yep, a drop below the 173.77 zone for me is required. Jumping into US dollar against the Japanese yen. Let me just load this up. And they were slowed down a little bit. So there we go. So USD JPY is at an interesting spot here. There we go. My lines have loaded up. We are oscillating around the 45-day EMA, and it's basically, it seems like we're repeating the same scenario which we did last time, where we pushed, we pushed a little bit below the 45-day EMA. It seems like, yes, the bears are taking control, but no, last minute the bulls come in and they just push everything back up. Look, again, keep your eyes on the data, mainly tomorrow's data, the NFPs. Those, by the way, are expected to come out lower, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just refresh my memory on that. Non-farm payrolls, no, sorry, slightly higher. They're expected to come out. Let's see if that's going to be the case. So in May, the actual number was on the lower side. The forecast was on the higher. As you can see, we have been beating previously. Only in November last time that we came out lower than the forecast. Since November, it has been drifting nicely to the well, it was basically above the forecast all the time. But last result, because the number here is going to be for May. It's coming out in June, yes, but the number is for May. So let's see the May figure, because the April figure was below the forecast. Let's see if this time, if again it comes out lower. If it comes out lower than the forecast, we could see some, weakness in the US dollar maybe. But again, we'll see the overall market reaction, how everything goes, because I think that for now indices are on fire. I think indices could still go to the upside, but hey, let's not rush into anything. I always say, look, whenever there's, let's say, it's a little bit unclear, then just wait for the number to come out, and then you can check the market reaction, and then we can go from there. US dollar against the Canadian dollar. There we go. Let me just load it up. We had a beautiful jump yesterday because of the cut of the Bank of Canada. So yesterday, Bank of Canada cut its interest rate. Yep, by 25 basis points. That's okay. That's great. That's wonderful. And where's that? Where's that number? That's Thursday. So yes, we saw a cut from 5% to 4.75. Of course, that's not good for the currency, and we saw that reaction. But then the weakness in the US dollar kind of took the center stage, and we saw it drift back down for this pair. Now we still remain above the 45-day EMA, so that's great. In general, look, my target got reached. My target was this downside line. if we do remain above the 45-day EMA. This is what I talked about on Monday and on Tuesday. And there we go. We reached that. And then I said to you that if we do break the downside line, my next target is the 1.3737. Well, basically tick and tick. So what's next? Next is I'll get rid of this arrow, no longer needed. Or actually, you know what? No, we can recycle it and push it here. So basically for the upside, a push above the downside line, again, could open the doors to some higher levels towards that 1.3737. Look, currently it seems like we are in a range, and this is also a very important barrier that I'm keeping an eye on. So I would like to see a clearance of this barrier in order to kind of go higher. But hey, at the moment for the downside, there is a chance for some bears to jump in if we do fall below the 45-day EMA right here, shown as the red line, and then we'll go from there. US dollar against the Swiss franc, ladies and gentlemen. Still holding above this 0.8886 zone. I talked about it, and I said to you that this is from where I need to see, lower levels. So if we do clear this, yeah, I'll go lower. Look, in general, like I said, with the economic data, if everything comes out as a disappointment somehow, then expect the US dollar kind of to drift lower. In general, of course, worse numbers are not good for the stock market as well. But I think that right now the stock market is on fire, and I think that it would enjoy the moment of a weaker dollar. It would be like a short-term gain still, so we could see some higher levels. So just be kind of keep in mind that. So jumping into the pound, so GBP Aussie. By the way, in terms of economic data from the UK, yesterday we saw the composite and services S&P Global Composite and Services PMIs numbers coming out. Those came out okay, I would say, apart from the services. Those declined from the previous but it came out as expected, so the expectation was already on the lower side. Yeah, still okay-ish. Today we have the construction PMI coming out. We'll see how that's gonna play out. And tomorrow, Halifax house prices. Yep. So, look, for now, I think the pound is just waiting for its moment to shine, but maybe it's not this week. At the moment, as you can see here, GBP Aussie, I talked about this yesterday, and I said to you that it's kind of in these boxes, in these little ranges. So I need to see a clearance of the upper side of the box here in order to go higher. So if we can get that move, wonderful. A forthcoming higher high will be confirmed, and my next target is the 1.9311, and then we'll go from there. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below the lower side of this box, which is roughly around somewhere here, roughly around the 1.1998, or you can just say that when the 1.91 zone is the target. So if we clear that 1.91 zone, yeah, we could go to the downside. Now, in terms of the higher levels here, 1.9260 is the area I think to watch. GBP USD very quickly. GBP USD is, yeah, it's still stuck below this 1.28 zone. So hey, if we can clear it, if we can clear that 1.28 zone, that's, yeah, wonderful. Once again, if we can clear it, then yes, great, wonderful. More, more buyers here could join in, and we could take it from there. So, long story short, 1.28 zone is the one that I'm watching, so still the same game plan is valid. Euro CAD, let's jump into a lot of Euro. I want to pick up on more Euro pairs today because look, today we have the ECB, and of course, ECB decided, the ECB and Bank of Canada decided that they're going to lead the way, and they're going to go for those rate cuts. So, look, for now, if we did see the rally in Euro, and Euro CAD here rallied further north yesterday because of the Bank of Canada. However, if because now it's the turn of the ECB, of course the rate cut is seen as a bearish indication for the euro. However, maybe Christine Lagarde can pull it off, and in the press conference she can somehow support the euro. So basically, the way she could do that is, let's say, okay, we get the cut, right? It's a bearish thing for the euro. Euro goes a little bit lower. Then Christine Lagarde jumps into the action and starts talking in the press conference, and basically she starts sounding a little bit more dovish. She's like, you know what? Yeah, we'll do the cut right now, but actually, it's not. We're not removing the possibility to actually start increasing rates again. So that's what I'm saying. So this is what could actually keep the euro afloat. So keep listening to the press conference. Like I said, if that's the case, then maybe, like I said, at the moment, maybe the euro, we could see the euro falling initially, but then maybe it could recover back up because of, like I said, what she would say. Euro CHF, this one, of course, there is a strength of the Swiss franc, and as we already saw it in CHF JPY right here. There we go. My internet is slowing down. I hope you can hear me and see me well still, because my internet. So yeah, as you can see, the CHF is on the stronger side. So hence why we're seeing Euro CHF drifting heavily to the downside. Yes, a bit of a recovery here. That's wonderful. A bit of a recovery and a bit of a hold up below this 100-day EMA, below this 0.9728 zone. So hey, this target got reached, the 200-day EMA. So now basically let's take a careful approach here and wait for a drop below the 200-day EMA, below the 0.9670 zone. If that happens, great, wonderful. More sellers here could join in. For the upside on this pair, well, I would like to see maybe a break of this downside line first. Yep, this is again, it's a very tentative line, but nevertheless, actually could play out. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to be the case, if this is going to play out. Mandrix, thank you very much for confirming, because like I said, on my side, I keep getting on the YouTube studio. I keep getting these error messages that the stream is not good or something like that, and that's why I keep on asking these things, because that's like on a daily basis. Like either the stream is not good or there's a circling moment, like the internet is not coming through. So that's why I keep on asking about the quality of the stream. If everything's fine, then perfect. I'm really happy. And like I said, Mandrix, thank you very much for confirming that. So coming back to Euro CHF, in general, it's looking a little bit more bearish than bullish. But I need to see a drop below this 200-day EMA, below the 0.9670 zone, and if you can get that move, wonderful. I will go lower because a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. Jumping into Euro GBP, my unfavored pair, and yes, there we go. We are seeing a decline, so we failed to stay above the 0.8531 zone right here. Okay, that's absolutely fine. It's just proving to me that this is a good area of resistance. But we are now flirting with that 0.85 zone. So let's see if we can clear that, if we can drop and stay below it. If we can, I will go lower. Of course, we are forming this descending triangle pattern according to all the TA rules. Such patterns tend to break to the downside here, but again, we've seen this happening in the opposite direction many times, so that's why I'm not rushing into things until I get my strong clearance. Euro JPY, just a quick update on this one as well. So hey, look, after a good rally in May here, from the beginning of May till the end of May, we're seeing a bit of a corrective move lower. It's fine. On the monthly chart, you can see that, like I said, we had some good runs. Maybe we could try to go in a little bit higher here, try to reach this highest point of this year, but look, let me just load it up here. It's lagging a little bit. Maybe let me just cancel some of these websites here. Maybe that will help. I don't know. Most likely not, but anyway. So Yes, look, I mean, maybe we could go back up. However, in order to go back up, I would actually like to see a push above the current highest point of June near the 170.89 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, of course, I'll aim for the current highest point of this year. And maybe we can clear that one. Maybe we'll see. Like I said, but at this point, it's neither the Bulls nor the Bears that are in control. I think it's nobody. I think it's it's an interesting spot, but not very attractive for me. For me, the attractiveness would come here on the downside if we do drop below the 167.97 zone, and then I'll go. Well, I'm not gonna go way too much to the downside. I'm just gonna aim for this upside line here, taken from the low of the 7th of December, and then we will go from there. So that's what I'm going to do here, because again, yes, lower levels could be met. Maybe this upside line could be broken as well. However, who knows? But look, it's better to go slowly, step by step, because if we do break this 167.97, great. I'll go lower. We're below the 45-day EMA. We can aim for this upside line. We can retest it. It might provide some support, but if it then fails, then yes, a nice good drop here could be followed. And finally, Euro USD. Euro USD is there we go, loading up again. So Euro USD, look, keep your eyes on this one this week. Keep your eyes on it because we have the ECB. Now we kind of violated this 1.0895 zone. However, I do still like it because so far it's kind of providing good resistance. Now, if we do pop above it again, wonderful. I will go higher. I will go towards that 1.0942, 43 zone. If we do remain below the 1.0895, then yes, of course, a move lower here is possible, and we could see a move towards that 1.0840 zone, and then we'll take it from there. Long story short, for now, oh, actually, you know what? 1.0840 is a good target, but actually, I need to keep an eye on this one here. Yes, I think that. No, wait, that's okay. That's yesterday's low. You know what? No, ignore this. I'm not gonna overcrowd the chart. I think if you're looking for some lower levels here and you're looking for some sort of a breakout point, I think the 1.0874 zone, which as you can see here, provided good support and continues to do so. So if we do fall below this hurdle, yes, I will go to the downside. That's gonna be my game plan. Let's see how this is going to play out today. Keep your eyes on, like I said, don't be surprised if nothing happens before the ECB. Check out the economic calendar to see where it's coming out in your region, when it's coming out in your region, and if you are trading something euro related, then obviously keep your eyes on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really hope you found this useful. Once again, apologies for my voice. My voice is gone today, but I really still wanted to do the show, today's show, because again, there's a lot of important data sets. There's a lot of interesting setups. Which are building up, shaping up, and yeah, I will try to run the show tomorrow as well. So I will try to. Thank you very much, Mandrix. Yes, thank you for your comments. Really appreciate that. So I'll try to run the show tomorrow as well. Most likely, my voice is going to be the same crap as today. However, hey. Thank you very much for watching this one. I really appreciate that, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock GMT time. Have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.